YouTube, it's your girl Honey. Today we're doing a very intense video, and I know it's been a while since I posted a proper video, but I've been so busy. Like, I can't stress enough how much my life has drastically changed in the space of 6 months. Like, the amount of adulting I've had to do, responsibilities, change, it's been crazy because I'm not someone, I feel like I've been very comfortable stuck in a bubble over the past year, but now I'm kind of out of this bubble, so now I'm just working on adulting. So things are changing. I'm going to try and post a video as often as I can. I'm still doing astrology readings, so please book a reading if you want to. But this video, I want to try and do as quick as possible. I want to give you guys a brief understanding of what it's like having Pluto conjunct your moon, from my own personal experience, and also for any late degree Capricorn moons and also Aquarius moons. Your time's going to be coming up very soon. Giving you guys a heads up what to expect. It's a hard time, hard. The moon is your emotional fulfillment, your emotional expressions. It's the mother, the home, security. The moon is ruled by Cancer, home to the 4th house. It's got its similarities actually to Pluto transit the 4th house as well. So Pluto is transformation, crisis, rebirth, traumas. It's a very difficult planet to have transit your inner planets. It's hard. In 2015, I had Pluto exactly on my moon, degree for degree. Now, when I'm talking degrees, conjunctions, I class a conjunction, a tight conjunction, within 10 degrees. But you feel the intensity the closer it is. So my moon is at 15 degrees Capricorn, 8th house. And I class my conjunction with Pluto at 15 degrees Pluto Capricorn. So it was literally on my moon like this. I didn't know a lot about astrology back then, but I always say to my clients, when you go through really hard times, go back on that year, that month, and have a look at the transits, you know, going on. See what hard times you was dealing with, because you can match up with transits, and then you can get more of an understanding into astrology, and also into how to prevent it or prepare for it, or even to advise other people. So in 2015, I finished my Jupiter return. I was making so much money that year, or 2014, and it came to my birthday in April in 2015, and I lost my job. I think I lost my job in May 2015. I then had an eviction notice letter. I was getting lots of I wasn't paying my car payments. I couldn't afford it because I kept on missing payments. I was up and down with work. I've got Cancer in my 2nd house. Whatever house Cancer sits in, it's about building stability through that house. 2nd house is the house of finances. Pluto's opposing my Chiron, that's in my 2nd house, which is conjunct my Jupiter, so it's preventing my money coming through. This was a hard time for me. And as a Capricorn moon, you're not someone, and also this goes for Aquarius, because Aquarius and Capricorn both rule Saturn, okay? We're not the most emotionally expressive people. We're not very good. But this is because with Capricorn moons, moon in Capricorn is in detriment, because moon in Cancer is all about expressing how you feel, honey, telling the world what's going on. But then Capricorn's the opposite to Cancer, so it's about, I don't want to tell you, I don't want to be a burden on you. I want to make sure that I work through my own problems. If I tell you, what are you going to do about it? That's what's going through our mind. So none of my friends knew that I was going through an eviction. I lost my car. None of my friends knew that I lost my job, because I work so hard. As a Capricorn moon, you're all about success and drive and, you know, achieving these things, because that's what makes you feel fulfilled as a Capricorn moon. So when I lost this stuff, I felt like I wasn't me anymore. I had to go back and live with my mother, okay? I love my mum, of course I love my mum, but I went back to my mum's house, arguing with my mum, my dad, my sister, my brother, the whole household. I argued with them. But what happened was, the argument that I had with my brother, which was, I believe, was a Pluto thing. And this argument stemmed up because I had said something that I had felt for a very long time, and he had said something that he had felt for a very long time. So the energy, this negativity got brought to the surface, and it had to be dealt with. Now this is the whole purpose of Saturn transit the 4th house. Sorry, this is the whole purpose of Pluto transit your moon and also the 4th house. You're going to be brought with old scenarios, okay, things that's going to be brought to the surface, old situations to do with your mother, your home, your household, old things that you need to fix, because the whole purpose is to transform the relationship with the home, the relationship with the mother. I wouldn't have said what I said to my brother if I wasn't back at my mum's house. So what's been said, we're both now aware of what we said to each other, and we still talk about it now. But the difference is what he said to me has pushed me to change everything I got going on in my life. Everything. Because I now want success, but stability now more than ever. And stability comes from what sign, people? Taurus. What sign is my brother? He's a Taurus sun and a Taurus moon. The people around you will also show some sort of significance in regards to your transformation. Now this lasted for about, 8 months to a year, this horrible feeling. And I moved back in with my mum, and I was depressed. I was down, I couldn't get a job. I was depressed, I was down, and I can't even lie, at some points I did have suicidal thoughts. For someone who has Jupiter on the 2nd house cusp, very close to my 1st house, I'm very bubbly, I'm very happy. But the thing is, as a Capricorn moon, my happy face is this. But I'm happy, right? I'm happy. To have these thoughts go into my head, it's like I've been brought so low down. I'm so low right now. Once I did get a place, I moved to a completely different town, far away from my family. But I had to get away from everyone and everything because I had to find myself again. I had to focus on rebuilding myself back up. What's this called? A transformation. Rebranding of thyself. For the whole process, I cried every day. I couldn't get out of bed before moving to that house out of town. I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't bath some days, and that's disgusting. I didn't take care of myself, my appearance. If you guys saw me back then, yeah, I was not looking after myself. I gained a lot of weight, obviously. But my dress sense, I became very slouch, lounge wear every day. I was not doing my makeup. I was not prepared. I was not making myself attractive. And I forgot to mention as well, in 2015, 2 weeks after my birthday, I was sexually assaulted by a guy that I was seeing who I knew. The guy literally ripped my clothes off. It's not like a situation where I was walking down the street and a stranger approached me and he forced me. This guy I was seeing ripped my clothes. I'm not joking. And this was another situation that happened. And I think with that transit, Mars was in my 12th house. I think Mars was in my 12th house on that particular day. And I had Pluto squaring Mars, Mars squaring Chiron, and my natal Chiron, and my natal Chiron opposing Pluto. So I had all of these positions in aspect to each other, which resulted in my sexual abuse. Transformed me a lot, can I just say. At 25, you don't think it's gonna happen to you, but it happened to me. And because Mars was in my 12th house is suppressed energy. So when it came to me fighting back, I didn't even want to go to the police about it. I didn't want to. And also with Pluto conjunct my moon, I had this feeling of being around people that had problems. There was drama all over the place. So I attracted an abusive partner, in 2016, who would trash my house. There was almost domestic violence between us. He trashed my house. He choked me in the house. I couldn't get him out of my house. He would not move out of my house. And you know, once he left, I was so happy. I thought, oh my God, I can start again. And I started everything all over. I bought a car 4 weeks after he left. I got a job. You know, I decorated my house lovely, and you know, everything just changed. And I realized that when you have a Pluto moon, you're brought down. When you have Pluto conjunct the moon, you're brought so low down that there is no other way but up. But you have to recognize that when you're going through this transit, you're gonna have trials and tribulations, but you do not associate yourself with people that have problems, that are dealing with mental health issues, that are dealing with crime, especially crime. I had a lot of plutonic relationships as well. You don't want to be around, you don't want to be in plutonic relationships. The ones, when you have Pluto conjunct the moon as a transit, they're not good relationships. When you have that natally, it's something that you're going to be used to anyway. But as a transit wise, it's just a transit, and these relationships will transform your views on relationships. And I had to learn the hard way. I couldn't get this guy out of my house. I was sexually abused by another one. I just learned that I didn't want to be with someone who had problems. So I had to clean myself of problems. I began doing particular rituals. I began meditating. I began cleaning my house of all of this negative energy, saging all the fucking, I used to sage literally every week, like every day. Someone came to my house, postman came, sage, 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 literally. But I feel like now, working on my own, I feel like now since Pluto, as Pluto now is, I think it's a few degrees off my moon, I'm not feeling the intense emotions anymore. I'm not crying every day like I used to. And as a Capricorn moon, you're not someone who wants to cry anyway, but you're forced to have to go deep within your emotions. However deep it goes, you're forced to have to. And it's an uncomfortable place for Capricorn and Aquarius, because we don't want to go that deep. But Pluto forces us to feel. Pluto forces us to go deep because we must feel Pluto. And it's going to lead us to transform. That's just how it is. Now, this was a really dark video. I know, I don't want to scare people either. But trust me, it's not nice, this transit. It really ain't nice. But I will say, how I feel being brought to that place, to that dark depth, yeah, is I feel better, because at least I can say that I've experienced it and I'm still here. I didn't commit suicide. Some people don't make it. So when you make it, you've got to pat yourself on the back, because it's a really hard transit, and some people in this world don't even get to experience it. They have easy transits through their lives. And also in the Sun of Capricorn as well, because we represent work, you cannot allow yourself to be defeated by Pluto. You cannot just be like, oh, I've been sexually abused. Oh, I've been, you know, physically harmed by an ex. Oh, I've lost my job and my car and my money and everything. I'm gonna just lay on the floor and not do nothing and be depressed. You gotta keep powering through. You have to keep powering through it, because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you will end up staying depressed. And depression leads to mental health issues, and goodness knows what else comes out of it. You've got to be optimistic. You have to be optimistic. And just think about, if you put in that work, where you'll be in the next year or two with Pluto transit the moon. After it's gone off, you'll be fine. I'm okay now. I've got Saturn return happening. It's on its way, but I'm okay because I'm ready. And there cannot be another transit that I have that will affect me so badly. I can't picture there being another one. So I am going to be off now, people. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you want to book a reading with me, please click the link above here, and also there's a link in the comments below there. And please click that bell, that subscription. A lot of you have. That's why you guys rush to my videos, my subscribers. Love ya. But yeah, take care, people. Peace.